Hey guys, Rissy here. So, you've been diagnosed with Crohn's or another chronic illness. Now what? Well, I was diagnosed in 2011, so I've had a couple of years to kind of figure that out. So my first advice would be do your research. Do as much research about different treatment options and what the side effects are, and what in your past history could affect your potential treatment options. Like for me, with my Crohn's, I'm at a high risk of infection, so I wasn't able to get on the biologics as soon as I had hoped to go on them. I still haven't yet, but I'll get into that later. Number 2, find support. Finding support groups for me is key to accepting your disease, accepting your chronic illness, and moving on with your life, whether it be online or through maybe church or through support groups that meet up. But finding people that are going through a similar situation that you are. They have Crohn's support groups, RA support groups, MS support groups. They have them. You can find them. Even depression. Really, they have support groups about everything, and really those are so helpful. I find that they have helped me so much. Number 3, keep a journal of your symptoms if you can. And if you have Crohn's or a bowel disease, keep a food journal as well. Especially when you're newly diagnosed, finding out the foods that trigger your Crohn's is really important because you want to avoid those foods. So keeping a food journal is key. Then once you get to know the foods, then you can just kind of know which ones trigger and you can avoid. And then the symptom journal. So your doctor, when you go see them, which you're going to become very good friends with your doctors, they're going to want to know about your symptoms. And so being able to have a journal that you can open up and say, oh, I have had X, Y, and Z symptoms so often, and it can be very helpful. So have something that you can look back on. Number 4 is telling your friends and your family and your work and dealing with that and figuring out how you're going to tell them. That, for me, that is kind of something that I struggled with at first. I actually, when I was first diagnosed, I lost a few relationships because I just couldn't handle the seriousness of it. And so you do find your close, who your true friends are, and who the people who you really need in your life are. I found for me, with friends at least, it's just something that I don't really hide. I've just become really open about, which I think is important. But really just reading the person is important. So if you think that it's something that you should gradually talk about, then you should do it gradually. Or something you feel comfortable enough, just laying it all out there, do it. I mean, it's something that is going to be something that's important in your life and big in your life, so I think it's something that needs to be discussed, especially because you're probably going to have to cancel plans, and they're gonna wonder why eventually, why you're always tired, or why you have to cancel plans last minute all the time. And so explaining that to them so that they can understand where you're coming from is really important. Number 5 is finding good doctors. This should actually be probably higher on the list, but I'm just thinking of them in my head. Finding a good doctor who you feel comfortable with is key. I have a really good internist that I found here, and I feel like I can really talk to him and feel comfortable calling him and discussing all my symptoms. I have a great gastroenterologist here as well. But finding the doctor that you can feel comfortable with is so important, because you're going to be with that doctor, you're going to see that doctor, you're going to want to be able to call that doctor if you have questions and feel comfortable about it. So finding a good doctor is key. And then figuring out where you stand emotionally is also important, and figuring out where to draw the line on what you can do and how far you can push yourself. For me, I've had to cut back on what I can do in school, like how many hours I can take, and even having to withdraw sometimes. I have to listen to my body, you know. Listen to your body, listen to your doctors, listen to your gut, no pun intended, for Crohn's, and you will be able to get through this. And just do your research, you know, find those support groups, and, you know, keep on pushing along. You can do it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. See you guys. Bye.